In this video, we're taking a detailed look at the Minaal Rolltop bag. We have a full review over on packhacker.com, so make sure to check that out along with the best buying options. We'll leave a link in the description below. Kicking it off, this bag has a very sleek and minimal aesthetic, which we dig. We've been testing it for a few weeks, and it carries just enough stuff. It's a 15-liter bag, so it's got just enough for like the EDC work stuff, and it keeps everything low profile. It's slim, so that's been pretty nice. Now we're gonna start with the harness system here. It is also minimal and is also thin. And in other words, it's not super comfortable. It's not uncomfortable by any means. It's comfortable enough. So it is pretty densely padded. There's some nice padding in here, but it's not very thick. And you know, if the bag were any bigger, or even if you have super heavy stuff in here for a full day out adventuring, you may start to feel it while it's on your back. But for the EDC stuff and going to and from the co-working space to the coffee shop, it's been totally fine. The back panel is pretty similar, nothing too crazy. It's pretty minimal. You can see that Minaal logo is debossed in there. If you can see that, it's very black on black, which adds to the look of this bag that we dig. A lot of black on black going on. On the straps themselves, you will find a sternum strap that's adjustable. It's the kind that slides up and down on a rail, which is nice because you don't have to worry about it coming off, but you still get plenty of adjustability. You can put it just where you want it. There's also a little whistle on the buckle there for all your whistling needs. Also at the bottom, you can see that the clip comes off. The straps detached via these clips at the bottom, and there are little pockets for you to tuck these clips into, just little stash ports right there. And then at the top here of the back panel, you can clip stuff, rather. You can, sorry about the noise, you can stuff the straps into the back panel. So you can get it pretty tidy and use this snap at the top to keep everything stuffed down, and that's nice if you want to maybe rock this bag into a meeting and just carry it by this top handle here, which is pretty padded. It's a seatbelt like material, and there's some padding sewn in there, so it's relatively comfortable to grab. It is in a bit of an odd spot. It's like on the back of the bag rather than the top, and we thought that'd be an issue, you know, kind of cause the bag to flop around, but really it doesn't. It works well for hand carry, so that's an option. Might look a little better than rolling into a meeting with a backpack, depending on your type of meeting and the vibe. So that is an option. Keep everything nice and tucked away. Now, also on the back panel here, before we flip it over, you'll find a little stash pocket. It's a good size for, you know, a passport, maybe a slim wallet, things of that nature that you want to keep nice and secure. Since it's against your back while you'll be wearing the bag, it is relatively safe. A little more difficult for wandering fingers to get in there. So it's a cool little hidden pocket. Now we'll flip this thing over and talk about the two pockets on the front. There's one on each side, and they mirror each other. So they are the same. First off, there's zipper garages, which is nice. Get a good little seal. And then you open the pocket up, and there's enough room for items like a MacBook charger or an accessory pouch, things of that nature. They're not huge, but they're not small. You can kind of see on the outside here, the stitching goes around. It's about that size. So not a ton of dimension, but there's a little bit of a gusset built in here at the bottom. So you can get some okay things in here. MacBook charger is what we've been stuffing in one, and like an accessory pouch in the other. And then inside of each of these pockets, there is a zippered mesh pocket. So YKK zips, which is cool. And then there's just a little, it's hard to show you because it's kind of tight. You can kind of see the mesh there. So there's a mesh pocket. If you got smaller things that you want quick access to, but you don't want to lose, or you want to keep organized within here, maybe some cords or lip balm, things like that, you can put those in there. And they work pretty well. Just for you know, the minimal kit. That's kind of a theme of this, is it's streamlined, it's low profile, and it's got just enough space for sort of the essentials plus a little bit extra. So we'll open up the top here. It is a roll top, hence the name Rolltop. And it opens with magnets. So you can see there's where they slide into on the bag, and then there's the magnet on the top. So you can flip it over. It's really easy to use, really simple. You can just kind of like pop them with your thumbs, and they come in and out really easy. And then since they're magnets, they just kind of find their way home, as it were. So that works well. One note here about the roll top, although it does work well, there is only one point of adjustment. So common with roll top bags is you'll have some type of adjustability, whether it's multiple magnetic points or some other buckle or something that slides, so you can kind of, you know, overstuff it a little bit and still be able to cinch it down. Not the case here. It's meant to be streamlined and low profile. There's only one attachment point, and there's no zipper at the top of the bag. So the only way to keep it closed is with those magnets. It's worked well in testing. We haven't had any issues, except for one time where we're using it as a grocery bag. And obviously the Minaal Rolltop is not meant to be a grocery getter, but we took it to the store, jammed it full of mostly snacks. I was gonna say the essentials, but it was just snacks really, and just filled it all the way up. And you know, we couldn't quite close it. We were so close. If there was like one more adjustment point and the bag could be maybe even zipped at the top, like this would have been plenty of room. As it was, we had to carry a few things home by hand. Obviously not the end of the world, but just a little usage note there. And then on the front of the bag, you will see there's a zipper going down the full length of the bag, which is actually pretty handy for a couple reasons. First, most roll top bags, top loader access. You kind of gotta fish your arm in there and hope for the best. With the zipper on the front, you can either open up all the way and really see what's going on inside. You can butterfly this thing open and get all of your stuff, pack it exactly how you want it, what have you. Or while the bag is rolled up and secure, you can open up just the zipper, grab your pouch or your water bottle, because there are no external water bottle pockets. So if you're carrying one, it's probably on the inside of the bag. Just reach in there, grab it out, go on about your business without needing to undo the whole top. That's really handy. Now, one thing to note is if you have it zipped up all the way, the zipper does tuck under the roll top here, so it's maybe a little more difficult to get to, but it's not the end of the world. Also, it's nice. It feels nice and secure under the top there, so that's cool. One more note about the zipper, which is pretty handy, and it really shows some thoughtful design, is that the pull has been designed in a way that it can flip inside. I don't know if you can see that. So there's no pull on the outside here. It is flipped all the way inside. Flip it out. And that is what Minaal is calling the secure mode. So that's actually really nice. You can have it zipped up and you don't have to worry about someone just grabbing the zipper pull and opening it. It just, obviously, if someone really wants to take your bag off your back or cut their way into it, they can, but it's a nice little deterrent. And like we showed before, it tucks up at the top, and if you've got that zipper folded over in secure mode, it disappears. You can't see it at all. So that's been really slick, and like we said, we like the design thinking on there. It's nice and thoughtful, and we do appreciate that. So let's open this thing up, show you what's going on inside. So you gotta fiddle with the zipper a little bit. There we go. So we'll just kind of butterfly this thing open with that big zipper so you can see what's going on. So first, got a little Minaal logo at the top. Just a nice little pop. And then the main feature is the laptop sleeve. It's a neoprene laptop sleeve. It does feel nice. It feels like it keeps your device safe. We've been using it with a 15-inch laptop, and it's got a false bottom, but it also kind of stays away from the sides of the bag too a little bit. So like the sleeve, if you can see that, sleeve ends here, the side of the bag ends here. So in theory, your laptop is centered in the backpack instead of just lifted off the bottom. So even if you drop the bag on its side, your laptop has a little bit more protection, which is nice. We again appreciate the design thinking going on there. It's a nice little feature. This is not the device nest like we've seen in other Minaal bags, the Minaal Daily, for example. But it is a nice little laptop sleeve that has served us well. one more note here. There is a zipper, or Velcro flap. If you want to get that extra security, you can Velcro this down while your laptop's in it and really not worry about it coming out. But what we appreciate, there's more Velcro inside the sleeve. So if you don't want to use it, it Velcros out of the way instead of just kind of flapping around like we see on some other bags. So that's another nice little feature that we've just tucked it away and not even worried about it, and that's been great. On each wing of the bag here, you'll see, again, pockets that mirror each other. So there's one on each side, and they're just simple, small pockets, about the size of my hand, so they've been a good size for Magic Mouse, a USB-C hub, some chargers, things of that nature. Your smaller kind of tech stuff, maybe your wireless headphones, throw them in there. Just a good little spot to keep them organized. And there is one on each side, and they are the same. However, on this side, there's a key leash. Now, we appreciate the blue. It's a nice little pop of Minaal branding, but it doesn't, in our testing, it hasn't been in the most convenient location. It's kind of, well, it's inside the bag, and it's inside of a pocket, and it's attached to the bottom of the pocket, which is a pretty small pocket. So it's not really keeping your keys suspended or off the bottom, so you don't have to go rummaging through them, and it's not really quick access. If you want to get to it, you have to undo the top of the bag or undo the zipper and then get in here and unzip this and then get in, and it's short, so you have to also unclip your keys. It was a few too many steps. We found ourselves, if we were going to put our keys in this bag instead of a sling, we would just throw them in one of these outside pockets because it's easier to get to. But if you want to keep them extra secure, maybe you're going on a trip and don't need your keys for 2 weeks, then you know they're nice and safe and clipped inside the bag. Other than that, the main compartment is just a empty space for you to fill your water bottle in there, or your own tech pouches, what have you, extra jackets, whatever you need, and it should fit. So there you have it. That is the Minaal Rolltop bag. We have a full review over at packhacker.com. Make sure to check that out. There's links in the description below, and we'll see you in the next video.